here in Charlotte, North Carolina, 2K Sports proudly brings you NBA basketball from the home of the Hornets. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. This road trip for the Magic kicking things off here in this one. What a story right now for these guys. Win after win. It's been a... And before...
Well, guys,
Thank you, David. And it should be a high-paced game tonight as both of these teams thrive in the open floor. So with that being said, what makes these teams so good on the break?
Well, you're right, Kevin. They do thrive in the open court. Excellent transition teams because they push the ball and they really have a conscious effort to run the floor at every opportunity. That's what makes fast break teams hard to beat, is because they're running all the time. And that doesn't give your defense a lot of time to set up.
A look at the Magic starting group. Grant is out there with Gorgie Dang. And there's Jackson. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Hardaway in at the point guard position. There's the double team with Joseph. And Jang gets it to go. Jang's got the first basket of the game for the Magic.
Kevin, a big guy with an emerging skill set. Jang ruling the paint there. Nice play.
There's B-Train. Joseph with the ball. The feed to Lee. Here's B-Train. He's guarded by Fournier. Here's Wilkes. Shoves over Fournier. And all on the rim that time before dropping in.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
In the corner, it's Jang. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Kevin, that's high percentage distance for Jang there, and doing it with a hand in his face.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Passes to Big Dog. Back to Joseph. They set the pick. Lee outside. Takes a three. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
And here's Jackson. In Sacramento, he was nearly unstoppable. Brand sets a screen for Hardaway. Pulls up on the elbow. And Orlando again with the bucket.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Now, here's Joseph. What a tremendous game he played against Houston. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Lee outside. Over Jackson. Just 5 to shoot. Wolf uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Joseph. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at this shot breakdown for Charlotte.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the three-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
Finish off the break.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
The Magic trail by 3. Hardaway kicks to Grant. Got a piece of it. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Makes a big high bounce and goes in. Jang's got 6.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Now Joseph, he hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And the pass to Wolf. Back to Joseph. Pass to B-Train. 6 on the shot clock. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Hardaway passes to Chang. Chang, a screen. Jackson kicks to Fournier. To the inside. Here's Grant. Out of hand on it. He's averaging almost 31 points a game right now, an extraordinary figure for any player to post. Passes it to Beecham. Back to Joseph. Shoots the 3. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling. Off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Hardaway dishes to Jackson. Outside Hardaway. Top of the key, Fournier. And the shot falls short this time.
That's exactly how you have to defend him.
Oh! Hey, hey, hey. Ooh, wow.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
Jackson gets the bucket.
You know, the screen wasn't that great, but still he got it done. Excellent concentration on the hard finish.
Here's Dio. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And the rejection by Chang.
And this is something you'd like to see more of from Chang, given his size and wingspan.
And a wide open look for Lee. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating all game at a high level.
Yeah, making his teammates better through his passing. Greg, you know about that because you did it. Great job sharing the ball.
Well, I appreciate it, partner. Always important to have somebody keep rhythm in the game.
And the dunk by Grant.
And Fournier can do a little bit of everything out there, including passing the ball.
Here's Dio. Joseph with the ball. Right side, Lee. And the pass to Wolf. Back to Joseph. Lee outside. Pocket 6. Inside, Wilkes. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. B-Train's got 6.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And here is Joseph. Pass to Wolf. Back to Joseph. Lee outside. Chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. The Magic trail by 7. And it's lights out with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Charlotte making some changes. Big Daddy comes in for Big Dog. And it's Big Cat in for B-Train. Orlando also making some changes. Morey's checked in for Grant. Scott comes in for Evan Fournier. And Tanner Nelson is subbed in for Jackson. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for the Magic. Here are the Magic now. Pass to Morey. Scott kicks to Zhang. Lee with the steal. And they're moving it up. Now, here's Joseph. Hit by Lee. They set the screen. There's the basket and making a double-digit lead. 9 points points in the game so far.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here, defending the triple.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
And it could have been a lot closer than it was down the stretch, though. They were terrific.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job closing the door and keeping it out of reach at the end.
Garcia, he's checked in for the Beast. Nelson, the pass to Scott. Now Nelson, who's coming off a 13-point game against Sacramento. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good from Simmons. Pass downing for Charlotte. They won that game against Houston.
They executed on the road, stayed focused, stayed consistent with who you are as a team.
I love that, Greg. You got to do that away from home. It shows how connected they are with one another playing that way, and excellent chemistry.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Charlotte.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Here's Jang. It's deflected. Here's Lee.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
Got freed up. Nice work off the pick.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
Garcia against Scott. Here's Joseph. 5 points in the game. On the wing, Lee. Hits it from three-point range. Lee's got 11.
And they are doing some damage from deep.
Which is the main reason, partner, they're sitting on this big lead. Awesome shooting so far.
Nelson dishes to Scott. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. Okay, with this break, let's run down the point guards, the most assists in the league in the past 10 games. And you look at Joseph, an uncommonly gifted passer, leading the league in assists.
And for the purists out there, he has been fun to watch with the ball in his hands. I mean, he can make any pass on the court and creates so many easy baskets for his teammates.
Call him their heart and soul. I mean, their offense would be completely different if he wasn't the guy running the show.
Here's Campbell to the paint. Kicks it out to Garcia, and he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And so here's Orlando. They trail by 14. Nelson outside. Shoots it. Rebound by Garcia.
Boy, the defense had gone to sleep, so you got to knock that one down.
Screen by Brand. Campbell with it. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. There's the dish to Brand. 5 to shoot. Doubled by Nelson. For the 3. And another 3 for Charlotte.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And it's Simmons penetrating. No good on the shot. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Their last encounter was in Orlando, where they were able to handle the matchup.
Yeah, dominant win for them their last time in this matchup. And what jumps off the stat page was their advantage on the board.
Yeah, they were overpowering it inside, and you really got to like their chances, Greg, if they can replicate that tonight.
On defense, the Magic. 17-point game to the inside. 6 to shoot. Here's Lyons. Misses the 3. The Magic have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. Passes it to Horry. 3-pointer, and he's good on the 3-ball. Horry's got his second bucket of the night.
Now, you know, how do you guard that, Kevin? A big guy with a nice touch from outside, I mean, that's really hard to match up against.
And some guys just have a...
Hold on now.
Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. It's Charlotte up by 16. We've got more in store for you right after this. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of... Hornets leading by 16. This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. We've got Ori. Nelson is out there with Simmons. Then it's Gorgie Day. And it's Scott in at the 3 slot. Campbell kicks to Garcia. Shot clock at 6. And there's the pass to Boyd. From past the arc. Garcia can't get it to go. The Magic trail by 16. The kick out to Scott. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
That is his shot, guys. So you can't just give it to him. You've got to get up on him and get into his airspace there.
Campbell against Nelson. There's the pick. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Outside, Garcia. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And that's a tough one. But on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
Simmons passes to Nelson. Pass to Ori. Chang with a screen on Campbell. Here's Nelson. Softly drops in the floater.
Resplendent release on the floater. When executed correctly, it's a beautiful, effective shot.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. There's a screen. Here's Campbell, and the rejection by Chang. They retain possession. And here is Campbell. 9 points last game. Master Lions. Shot clock at 6. Cranes the three-pointer. ABC's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
Off the screen. Nelson, no luck. Charlotte leading by 14. Pass to Campbell. They set the pick. Garcia goes in over Scott. Uses the glass that time, and it's good. And the Hornets lead by 16.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. Killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Clark, if you were coaching a team, you had one shot to win a game on the line, which player in the league would you want to take that shot?
I like a lot of guys for last shot circumstances. LeBron James is always on my list. Kyrie Irving is at the top of my list. And Damian Lillard is a killer. Isaiah Thomas. The little big man is phenomenal in those kind of late game situations, but I think I'm going to tip my hat to Kyrie Irving. Uncle Drew is my guy.
Here's Grant, and a missed layup.
You know, the defense knew how to play at that time, liked how they made their presence felt without committing the foul.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. They set the pick. But Trey, they get it again. And there's the pass to Campbell. Pass to Boyd. Now Campbell. Outside, Garcia. Goes back up. And that's 2 points on the layup. Garcia's got 4 this quarter.
And those are the kinds of plays that them right now.
Priority and goal number 1 has to be tightening up the defense. They can't afford to give him open looks.
Dishes it to Scott. Orlando moving the ball around. Screen by Grant. Here's Nelson. Got a piece of it. Here's Campbell. Grant outside. Garcia passes to Campbell. Back to Garcia. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Nelson dishes to Scott. Picked off. He's jacked in. For the Hornets, B-Train comes in for Big Cat. Evan Fournier is checked in for the Magic. Jackson comes in for Nelson. Campbell with it. Passes it to Lyons. And here is Campbell. Outside, Garcia. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Garcia's got 10 points in the game.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Now here's Jackson. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Here's Hardaway. It's tipped.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Garcia passes to Lyons, and the shot goes down. ABC's got 5 points now in the quarter.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
The Beast, he's checked in for the Hornets. They set the pick. Down low. Here's Wilkes. Good D by Hardaway.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Jackson misses.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here. Yeah, you know, it's one of those days. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes it's just not working for you.
Here's the Beast. He's covered by Grant. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one on the strike.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Lee comes in for the prop, and it's Joseph in for Campbell. On the wing, Jackson. Screen by Grant. Jackson against Lee. To end the drought. Jackson, that's good. Jackson's got his second bucket tonight. Now Joseph, he's got 5. Going up, Clark, you were Mr. Basketball USA, a national ranking. Be truthful. How dominant were you in high school in Cleveland, Ohio?
I was a really good high school player, considered one of the top 2 or 3 in the country in 1979, which was actually perhaps the best high school class ever. documented by many who follow the game. Isaiah Thomas and Sam Bowie, James Worthy, Ralph Sampson, Dale Ellis, Terry Cummings, Dominique Wilkins. I could go on and on. A terrific class. And I was considered at the top of that class as a high school.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into easy points. And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Wolf passes to Joseph. There's the pick. Just 5 on the clock. Three-pointer. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He is yet to miss a shot.
Hardaway passes to Ort. Lee against Jackson. Grant sets a screen for Jackson. Hardaway for 3. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Tough to hit that shot when the D is all over you like that.
Joseph, the pass to Big Man.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
And so it's Charlotte with it. Here's Lee. He had 28 points in the win against Houston.
And a lot of those points came at the free throw line. Really because of his aggression. He was playing the game with force, always catching his man on his heels.
Back to Joseph. There's a screen. On the wing, Lee. Stolen away. Jackson kicks to Fournier. And that's a foul called on the Beast. That is his first foul of the game. Chang, he's checked in for Ort. And the Hornets call time here. Well, some deep threats have really made their presence felt around the league lately. The 2-guard spot, these have been the hottest three-point shooters for the last month. You look at ABC, second in the league, extremely accurate from beyond the arc. And, of course, Blackford. He's another top 10 guy in three-point shooting percentage.
You don't have to be a great shooter to play 2-guard, but it does help. And pretty much all of these guys fit into that great category.
Yeah, that's safe to say. I mean, these guys don't know the meaning of cold streaks. They're either hot, red hot, or sizzling. Those are the kind of shooters they are from downtown.
The Magic shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. He's off on the first. Good on the second free throw. Charlotte has gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Feeds to Joseph. Charlotte moving the ball around. He kicks to Lee. Launches it. Rebounded by Hardaway.
Well, I think the defense got really lucky there. I mean, you can't afford to give up wide open shots from deep.
He feeds it to Grant. Fournier in the corner. Screen by Grant. Lock at 6. Now, here's Fournier. Defense right on him. The Magic get another chance here. Hardaway kicks to Jackson. Hardaway dishes to Jackson. Grant with a screen on Lee. Jackson passes to Grant. Hardaway for 3. That one no good. And Charlotte will come the other way. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. It's going to go on Penny Hardaway. Charlotte shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
Here's Joseph. That's it. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Orlando's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. The finish, and Joseph slams it home.
And Sean, with those for the ball there, picks it clean, and he's off to the races.
Well, excellent defensive instincts. I mean, he knows exactly when to strike on this end.
Here's Hardaway. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. 27 seconds left to play here in the half. Lee with the ball. 11 points in the game. We've got 13 seconds left in the first half. 6 to shoot. Out to the right wing. This one for 3. Some solid defense from Grant. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets with a huge 37-point lead to end the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And we'll be right back after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, y'all. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny?
Their ability to get into the paint and get to the rim has been deadly, constantly attacking the basket. It was clearly their intention right from the start to pound it inside as much as possible. And I don't see them straying from that strategy in the second half. It's going to be another paint-based attack.
Shaq, what you think about Orlando?
Well, they got to do a better job on the glass. Ernie, they got outworked. They were weak physically. That's part of how they fell behind in this game. I think if they could control those things.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
Welcome back to Charlotte, the Duke Energy Center, the building in the foreground there. And here is Joseph. Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. On the court for the Hornets, we've got lights out. Beast out there with B Train. Then it's Black Hole. And it's Big Dog in at the center. Jackson against Lee. Zhang a screen. Grant with a screen on Joseph. Doubled by Lee. And Zhang kicks to Jackson. 5 to shoot. A floater, and it's good on the layup. Jackson's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Magic.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Here's Dio. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Joseph, the pass to Big Dog. He's it up and in off the 30 assist.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, just a real lack of aggressiveness there right now. I mean, can't give up these types of layups to begin the quarter, Greg. I mean, that's a no-no.
Jackson against Lee. Jackson dishes to Grant. Often modern NBA players will get criticized for not being sound enough with their fundamentals. Clark, do you feel that's a fair statement?
I really don't. I think it's a bit of an overreach. You know, we all have revisionist history. Things were always better in our past than they are currently. I mean, the stories get better as we get older is one of the ways I've heard it framed. I think the players are more athletic, and because they play growing up in more structured environments, I think sometimes they don't get the same nuances and feel for the game that you would get from just playing organically. But I still think fundamentally the players are quite good, and I do think that's a bit of a reach as a sweeping statement that they're not as sound fundamentally today as they were in the past.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Pass to Beecher. Now here's Joseph. He's got 13. Lee outside. the rejection by Chang. Hardaway with a wide open look. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Hardaway has got 7 points.
Always got to patrol the three-point line. When you don't, consequences.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Passes it to Beecher. And nothing is falling for him right now.
They're in a hurry. I think, Kevin, they're rushing things a little bit to begin the half. Nothing pretty about this 1-for-4 start.
Now Grant. He's got 6. He dishes it to Fournier. Hardaway against Joseph. That's tipped.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half.
Up off the screen.
Oh,
That's a beautiful jam.
yes, indeed.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said.
Kevin and Greg, I'm telling you, that is he's one of the few players in the NBA who can pull something like that off.
Fournier's shot is off. For Charlotte, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Joseph against Hardaway. And the dunk by Joseph.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, Greg, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
Here's the screen, and Zhang kicks to Fournier. High, arcing shot, and the shot goes in.
And it's hard to deal with Fournier if you're defending him. I mean, he makes good decisions, whether he's passing or shooting the ball, and that makes him hard to guard.
Here's B-Train. He's got 8. Joseph with the ball. Lee outside. From downtown, gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Hornets.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, well, also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
And the dunk by Joseph.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
Yeah, and you know, the ball moves faster than anybody's can, so that great ball movement and decision-making, they're making all the right moves, Greg.
Hornets checked in for Grant. Will it go? It's rebounded by Charlotte.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
The Magic making a switch here. Scott's checked in. Hardaway against Joseph. On the wing lead. Back to Joseph. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Wing shot on the way. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
And usually teams go on runs, and it comes from a lot of layups and dunks, but not now.
With some art, he with the block.
He's still fighting it, and sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets. He's trying to get in the rhythm, but right now, hurting his team.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Scott kicks to Hardaway. Chang with a screen on Joseph. Shoots it up. And the shot is long. For Charlotte, they've gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. There's the pass to Wolf. Charlotte moving it around. And here is Joseph. He's got 20. Back to Lee. The three. Again, the miss by Lee.
And I wouldn't put it past him, guys, to eventually start hitting those, given what he did in the first half.
Scott the pass to Hardaway. Kicks to Jang. Pass to Ori. Looking to end the drought. A shot off that time. Charlotte has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Now here's Joseph. Lee outside for 3. Lee with another miss.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it. Obviously, I mean, it could go a long way if he's making his shots. Right now, they're behind, and they certainly could use his help.
Hardaway against Joseph. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Hornets with the rebound. Big Dog's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
For Charlotte, they have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes. Charlotte making some changes. Big Daddy's checked in for Big Dog. Big Cat comes in for B-Train. And it's Campbell in for Joseph. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Orlando. Nelson comes in for Hardaway. Simmons dishes to Nelson. Plenty of space. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Nelson's got his second basket of the game. Here's Big Daddy. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Campbell, the pass to Boyd. Here's the Beast. Now Campbell. Lee outside. The 3. Good on the three-point shot. Lee's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
There you go. That's the stroke we saw in the first half.
And that's a foul called on Money. That is his first foul of the game. Garcia, he's checked in for Charlotte. Right side, Scott. The feed to Nelson. They get it back. And Jang gets it to go. Jang's got 8 points.
And, you know, we all know about Jang's high motor. Defensively, you can't just let him float around the glass. You've got to get a body on him.
Campbell with it. Brand, a screen on Nelson. Pass to Boyd. 1:51 left in the third. There's the screen. Lee left side. Over Simmons. Hornets keep it alive. Passes to Boyd. Inside. Nelson with the steal. The teardrop falls in. He has 6.
Nice looking floater there, Kevin. Such a fast shot, a quick release. Really hard to guard that.
And here is Campbell. Charlotte calls timeout.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to to be flexible. When something isn't working, you adjust, you modify, you go to something else. That's what the best coaches do.
ABC's checked in for Lee. And there's the pass to Boyd. 1:06 left in the third quarter. Here's Campbell. Outside, Garcia. Shot clock at 5. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And fellas, I think you have to like his improvements over his free throw numbers from a year ago. It's not a significant number or a huge amount, but it's improvement nonetheless.
Here's Simmons. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line. The Magic have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And so here's Charlotte. Now Campbell. 35 seconds left to play in the third. Outside, Garcia. An easy layup after coming off the pit. Garcia's got 14 points for the game.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Campbell against Nelson. Now the dish to Jang. Scott kicks to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. You would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
And so it's Charlotte holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. We come back right after this. And now let's take a listen on head coach Steve Clifford.
That was all decision making.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Well, Orlando shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. Nelson is out there with Frank. Then there's Bell. Then it's Simmons. And it's Andrews in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Nelson. And that one comes up a bit short. Campbell against Nelson. Campbell with it. Outside, Garcia. 6 to shoot. Yep, that one goes. Garcia's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Hornets. Now, here is Nelson. Dishes to Franklin. Nelson outside. There's a good screen. Here's Simmons. Rebounded by Brand. Brand's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Campbell. Clark, we have seen an influx of players who function as point forwards for their team. How difficult is that to deal with as a defender?
I think it's really hard. I think it just speaks to the versatility of a player. If a guy has forward size but point guard skills, then I think that makes him more valuable to his team and more difficult to defend because he can start offense not just for himself but for his team. And that puts your defense in a little bit of a quandary as to how you're going to deal with that kind of versatility in terms of scoring and playmaking. Jameer Nelson dropping a delicious dime there.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Lays it in off the breakaway.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
And here's Brand. Here's Kim. Screen on Nelson. To the left wing. Now Campbell. There's the screen. Screen by Brand. 5 on the clock. Lyons. And another 3 for Charlotte.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens, and allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Nelson dishes to Franklin. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Campbell with it. Pass to Lyons. Now Campbell. Well, the commissioner recently said the NBA will review, Clark, the one-and-done rule for college players. Any idea how that will change, if it will at all?
You know what? I'm not sure, Kevin. Quite honestly, when this rule was instituted about 10 years ago now, 10 or 11 years ago, I thought it would be good. I felt 1 year of college, if a guy was fully invested in that experience, would be better than no years. But I also understand college is not for everybody. And I'm actually of the mindset now that you should be allowed to leave right out of high school if you so choose. But if you do go to college, I would like there be a rule in place that there's a commitment to 2 years. I just think that would benefit all involved. The players, the universities, and I think the NBA would get a more mature and an NBA-ready prospect. That being said, I think we're going to end up, kind of where we are right now. I don't know if anything is going to change in the near future.
Here's Garcia. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Evan Fournier's checked in for the Magic.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Andrews passes to Fournier. Shoots over Garcia. The shot's good from Fournier.
Even when the defense is right up in Fournier, he's still tricky down inside. Constantly figures out ways to keep the defense guessing.
Charlotte calls timeout. And Clark, when you played the NBA with still mostly American players, now the game is truly global with players from all over the world. How do you think that has changed the NBA?
Well, I think it's enhanced the NBA's product on the floor because, again, you're getting the best players in the world that are competing in the NBA with the international influx. I think it's added to the global popularity of the league without question. The NBA is clear in that we're going far and wide across the globe to find the best players to play in the best league in the world, and I think that's healthy and good.
And the Hornets making a change here. Joseph's checked in. That one goes in.
And being taller than most point guards, he puts that length to use. Example A right there.
Simmons on the wing. Franklin for 3. They get it back. It's Fournier on the wing. Here's Andrews. And at last, they get one to fall.
Boy, I like seeing that toughness on the offensive glass. Did a nice job judging, anticipating where the miss was going, and then putting it back in. Nicely done.
Now, here's Joseph. Brand sets a screen for Joseph. Brand kicks to Joseph. Pass to Lyons. Back to Joseph. Six on the shot clock. Screen by Brand. Here's Garcia. It's hauled in by the Magic. Here's Franklin. Feeds to Simmons. Shot off the screen with the second effort, and the layup is good.
Boy, I love watching the ball get into the post. Reminds me of my days doing work down there. When you have this kind of positioning, scoring is simple.
Here's Big Daddy. And here is Joseph. At the elbow, it's Brand. And we just had one of the closer MVP races in recent memory. Clark, do you define the MVP as a player with the most impressive stats, or the best player on the best team, or somewhere in between?
Kevin, to me, the MVP is an individual award. Clearly, we play a team game in the NBA, and a team's performance is part of that, but it's a small part of it to me. An MVP performance is one that not only has consistent high-level statistical production, influences winning at a good rate, but also stands out in the magnitude of the moments this player has over the course of the season. Those two things drive the needle for me as an MVP voter if I had such a vote.
To the right side, Franklin for three. The Hornets pull it in. The Beast's got his third rebound tonight. Bucket is good. 26 points for Joseph.
They're up right now because he's been dominant on offense, and man, I like seeing him catch fire like this.
And Simmons kicks to Franklin. They set the screen. Orlando moving the ball around. Connects from three-point range. Franklin's got 9 points in the quarter.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Here's Joseph. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. First one falls for him. Alan Williams, he's checked in for Orlando. Horry comes in for Bell. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And Evan Fournier out of France, an instinctive offensive player, Greg.
Yeah, favorite player growing up was Manu Ginobili, and you can see some similarities in their games. Fournier possesses long-range shooting, but also able to handle and put pressure on the D with the dribble.
Clock at 4. Will not go. This is off the front eye. The Hornets have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. Now Joseph. Lee outside. Lets it go from deep. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Lee's got 25 points.
And when you're down this many points, hard to justify leaving a good shooter that wide open.
Well, you know what, Greg? To me, it looks like they packed it in and just kind of given up.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
For Charlotte, they've gone 7 of 9 from the field down the stretch here in the fourth quarter. Terrific shooting. There's the pick. Here's Joseph. Out to Lee. Takes a 3. And another 3 for Charlotte.
3 triples in the first half, 3 in the second. Boy, do they add up.
Orlando's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Stolen by Joseph. Score the basket for his 10th make. 10 for 12. 82% accuracy.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Franklin passed to Orr. Simmons against Lee. Knocks it loose. Franklin for 3. No good on the shot. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Joseph with the ball. He kicks it to Brandt. Simmons with the defensive effort.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Mm-hmm. Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Well, Orlando shooting 44% in the fourth. The offense with some ups and downs. And that's a foul called on the Beast. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Horry. The Magic again can't hit. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
The free throw drops for Lee. And both free throws good for Lee. The Magic shooting 43% for the game. Lee against Fournier. Over Lee. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range. Extended out nicely and definitely bothered the shot.
Now, here's Joseph. Side deep. Oh!
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there.
Boy, I'd love to get a replay on that one. Let's keep it handy so we can see it again.
Williams dishes to Franklin. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Franklin's got 11 in the second half.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Hornets.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far. They've won 2 straight.
Yep, but 2 more to go before the end of the season. They'll obviously be very confident heading into those 2 games.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Joseph.
Well, his defense was tremendous tonight. Really, really high level. He was a pest, forced the opponents into a lot of turnovers.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Free throw good, Joseph. Some changes for Charlotte. Garcia, he's checked in for the Beast. And ABC subbed in for Lee. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. And Simmons kicks to Franklin. Williams a screen. There's the feed to Fournier. Looking to get it going. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
The defense looking helpless here. Fournier is solid as going despite getting hit. Really strong playing through contact.
Now the pass to Lyons. Over to the left wing. Now here's Joseph. Goes up the baseline and sticking right with it. Gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
And, you know, this is what's needed at this point in the game, Greg. The great teams know how to close it out.
So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.